Well, hey guys, welcome back to the 12th live stream. And even though it's not really the 12th live stream, I'm just redoing the 12th live stream. And here's what you guys couldn't see in the other 12th live stream, and this one's redone like I just did the 11th. So, yep, let's get to it, shall we? Remember, when it does go in the class trial thing, I'm only going to go up to the point where the other one left off. And then the rest of my videos should be just perfectly fine. So, let's start, shall we? It's looked more and more like it really was a setup.
Oh!
I certainly did not expect Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea.
Then perhaps
she really is working for the mastermind. What else would explain her questionable behavior? But you're quite protective of her, yes? That's because she helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust. She looks like she's lost in thought. I don't think she's in the mood to talk. I better leave her alone.
What the heck?
If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone has been killed, right? Hey Makoto, who was it? Well, two people killed Taka and her family. What? Two people?
just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it?
Please.
I did not. Wait, hold on. If those two are the ones that were killed.
How about that?
That's it. I know who did it.
So then,
May as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least 30%
Which means
right.
Alter Ego and Shikiro must have done it.
correct.
I see, that's unfortunate.
Please.
Huh? Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so then.
I know that note. Nope. Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remembered was going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. What? Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floated in front of you. Well, after being trapped here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? You know, they pride in my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
just a second.
Okay then, show us that note. With pleasure, I have it right in here in my, pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe, you give us a reason. What the heck, was serious? Yoshihiro's account's been added. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
What the heck?
Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero! No, it's like I said!
It's the worst!
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broken, that's why.
Please!
Wait, that's a false execution! Someone help me!
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
What?
You're right. I need to look for a second suit in that note. Feet don't fail me now. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Coco or Jenna Jack to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a cat's feet on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away. Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make some ups and ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time to talk. Will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No. Did you check yourself something? Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
Shall we go?
Thanks now, then. Shall we?
Hey.
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the fight trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. Learn their respiratory. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Oh, did it. Let's just skip it. Oh yeah, the respiratory is on the fourth floor. I don't know why you want me to this for, to say we need a little bit respiratory. Why are you down at the physics lab and the equipment room? We need to go to the respiratory. Kyoko, respiratory is this way. Kukumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go raging, but only for a moment.
So then...
Well then, let's begin. Let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma was right. They were killed using similar weapons. The movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Taka was killed by a blow to the head. He must have been struck with just the same before, which was laying on the floor in the equipment room. There's a top laid out on his body, and the killer must have used to move Taka's body. That way it wouldn't leave any bloodstains when it was moved.
I see.
Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? You did? Are you so obvious to that people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch.
So then...
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands all moving, right? It's most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. If you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
That's right.
But last night, Taco's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey, you! How long are we gonna keep up waiting? Taco's was just in the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock. You know that. That's up for all the little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m., meaning it must have been at 6 this morning. Broken wristwatch.
However,
and that's not all. Look at the Taco's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something right in there.
Makoto.
Can you try to pry it out? Me?
Because
Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited for this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taco's pulled hand. Bai's pulled hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the abstract from his tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
Hey.
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue.
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko and touches Fumi's body.
So then,
let's check Fumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. Okay, attack a scrap of paper. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Fumi's massive corpse from the north office where he was discovered to hear the respiratory, all the way from the fourth floor to the front, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Furthermore, it seems that Fumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely killed using just the same method, which we found in the nurse's office. But when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that and why? So did you find anything? I did more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper.
That's right.
Fumi had it hidden on him. In
Indeed.
it, he stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he hidden it on purpose, you see? In his pants, wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey.
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, she probably put her hand in there, like, she liked big boys, I guess. It better be important for me, or I'll never forgive you for this. Because you got Kyoko stuffing the hand down your pants? She's supposed to be stuffing the hand down my pants. Or more likely, Makoto's pants. A note? I found a hole. Maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
So...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. It's the same thing Hiro said. And he was telling us the truth.
However...
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night, someone slipped a real note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Fumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Fumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning of part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a more scrap of paper? That's what we need to answer. The no Hifumi has been added. And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely have their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killer in the first place. So the thing is, I don't have to think about the handbook this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may have come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we better get going. Okay. Let's begin. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello! He's multiplying.
Wrong.
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because I have an illusion. I'm moving so fast that it looks like I'm multiplying. Yeah, ha ha ha! Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy!
You're not playing along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pay and trade elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
What the heck?
I told you already, I didn't do it for Silius. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume of the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem they have a culprit.
Hey,
This isn't the place to talk about. Save your illusions for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down to force. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Fumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their life. The one who killed Tufumi and Taka, the one who killed two of our friends, the killer is someone right here. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own, and a steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell farther and farther down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see all you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us such cruel things to each other?
What?
Well, what? You really hate me so much, but I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around, begin the trial. Don't rush me, first I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly case, a deadly class trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Also, if you did not forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like, please do that now.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know!
Is he really the killer or? Before anything else, we have to make that clear.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
No, it's wrong!
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro's innocent as well.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course she passes it all away.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit.
I got it! Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Things that we used to talk about, they must have been...
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The thing that was used to move Taka's body, they must have been...
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What should they add
So,
to?
let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Wow, I never had anyone say so nice about being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. The room has been added to specific time bullets. Would you like to hear more? Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're going to add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button will not be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you one bullet to destroy a single more. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the button now has a function along with the X and the square button. You automatically reload at the start of a fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is such a gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree.
This should prove it. If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that
Well,
much?
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
But look at how the body was moved, it will be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? She's right on the
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, it's wrong! You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
This becoming lock screen thing. It's just redesign of the 12th one. Continuing over where we left off in the other one, where we're at part 2 of the game, will be later on today.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
I just really want to redo this one, because the other one of the part 12 and the 11th one was all screwed up. So the 11th one I've already done, and I'm working on the 12th one when it needs to begin. That makes it do part 2 later on.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that costume was taken off just to move the body because...
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping getting it off. It looks pretty scrawny. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. That's helpful.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right!
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get home? That guy hit me. What guy? Robot Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow of something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
I saw someone moving around on the third floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the screams past the man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed farther down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs and must have been. For me, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the third floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body is disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating on this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradiction in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this, I have to find them no matter what.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Is this the same number, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No, it's wrong! Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi is something that relates to what time he must have died. His wristwatch.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Hey, you! How long more are we gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated prosecutors the ARC stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock! You know how it's bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
This is just a review of the 12th live stream because the 12th one was messed up, by the way, so welcome to the live stream, just letting you guys know.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs, a massive bed? Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Letting you know, this is a redoing of the 12th live stream. Because the 12th one was just terrible. And I can't leave off this game with a terrible live stream of a couple of those being terrible. So I'm redoing it.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Oh, by the way, that's when the other one left off was What Now, Kyoko? So, I'm leaving this one off just as the other one left off. So, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, like I always say. See you in the next episode. But, just letting you know that this is a remix of the other one, and I will be deleting the other one and replacing it with this one. So, bye guys.